Yeah, we're back. Welcome to Diddyknowsball, episode 1 times 4. I swear I done started this show about 5 different times. And the reason for that is I wanted to make a show that's not just, for lack of a better terms, bullshit, man. Um, I just wanted to make a show that people would enjoy. I want to make a show that I would enjoy. And I wanted to actually have something to say. Um, I don't know if y'all done seen that RDC World. I don't know if y'all seen his sketch about the first person who created a podcast because now everybody's doing it and things of that nature. And I agree. So I never really wanted to be a person that's doing something just to do it. I want to do it and really put some time into it, some thought into it, some effort into it. And when making this show, I want it to be really me, really my voice, really what I think. And I just wanted to say I've been watching The Bear lately, the show on Hulu. I've been watching it with my sisters. We just finished season 2. And it's one of my favorite shows out right now, if not my favorite show. It's so motivational. It was an episode, I think it was episode 9, where Sid, the black girl, she was getting ready for work, and it's the opening night of the Bear Family Friends Night, and she walks into the kitchen or the living room area where her dad was, and he was basically noticing how much pressure she was putting on herself, how much time and effort she was putting into the Bear, and he said, "You always have a home here, basically, so you don't have to put all this pressure on yourself." And she just started giving him a rundown. I don't have a car. I stay with you in this apartment, and maybe pressure is good. And he was like, "Well, I just wanted to let you know you just don't have to put all that pressure on yourself." And she was like, "Man, maybe a little pressure is a little good." And he said, "I don't want you to make everything the thing." And she was just like, "Why not put everything you have into everything you can?" And she was feeling like maybe this is her last shot. And that resonated with me because maybe this is my thing, man. Sports has always been my thing. I come from a sports family, and growing up, it's just all I ever wanted to do, all I ever wanted to talk about. And I was obsessed with it, especially basketball. I got it from my granddaddy. He was always in the living room, always watching whatever sports. So it's natural. It comes to me natural talking about sports, watching sports. So especially growing up, I'm thinking you either go play sports, you go gang bang, or you go rap. And I never thought without having a background in playing, because I made freshman, sophomore team, but I never played high school because grades and just wasn't overall good enough to have bad grades. So I never thought I could do anything in sports. And now with YouTube and all these do it yourself type of things, I'm just gonna put my best foot forward and really try to make this the thing. Because I'm not sure if I could do another thing. But yeah, we got some CJ Stroud. He was my week 1 standout in the NFL. Naphessa Collier, we got her MVP case, college football rankings, which I will be updating weekly when it becomes to the playoffs, the 12 teams. Then we got Dylan Rioala and his Patrick Mahomes obsession. And then we got Diddyknowsball weekly watch list. And then I have list of complaints. So let's get into it. CJ Stroud. Um, Texans and Colts was one of those games in week 1 that I circled. I know we had Chiefs, Ravens, we had Packers, Eagles, and those were some great games to look forward to just because those are playoff teams, potential Super Bowl contenders. And they were big games, good opening week games. But with me, I like the unknown of sports. I think this guy's going to be good. Let's see how it plays out. I think this guy's going to be bad. Let's see how it plays out. CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson came in the same draft class. Both was picked after Bryce Young, who I never believed in from the jump. I always thought CJ was the most special quarterback in that class. I'm coming along to Anthony Richardson because he started to remind me of Cam Newton. Long story short, this was a circle game for me. So I got up and I watched it, and it did not disappoint. Texans beat the Colts 29-27, and it was absolutely a game of big play after big play. Now, I think Anthony Richardson is one of the most, I don't even know what word to use, but he's interesting. He's interesting. He kind of reminds me, like I said, baby Cam Newton. He's interesting. He got a big arm. He's athletic, can run, mobile. But he has accuracy issues. He went 9 for 19, which is less than 50% completion percentage. But he had about 4 throws, 2 to Alec Pierce. He had 1 over the middle, 4 plays. It was like 3 passes and a run. That was just like, man, if this dude could ever figure it out. I think Anthony Richardson needs to go and talk to Peyton Manning, talk to Andrew Luck, talk to whoever you need to talk to just become a little bit more quarterbacky. But I think watching his development is going to be very interesting. On the other side of this, you got CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is the definition of he has it. Whatever it is, because and that's the one thing that's about this. It's in sports that is just so interesting and entertaining. You just never know who will be who. Nobody really knew Patrick Mahomes would be chasing down Brady and Joe Montana. Nobody thought that coming out of Texas Tech. Hardly nobody even really watched Texas Tech games unless you was a goddamn Todd McShay or somebody like that follows these prospects. Y'all wasn't watching Texas Tech games. I'm from Dallas and I wasn't watching Texas Tech games. Let's just keep it a buck. So the fact that Mahomes just burst out onto the scene like he did, special. And that's why we love it so much. Steph Curry, Davidson. Nobody thought he would be a top 10 NBA player of all time. It's just, this is the unpredictability of sports. So CJ Stroud, he just has it factor, man. Let me go through a couple of these plays because I literally started writing it down, and I went back and was starting to write it down. CJ just made play after play, like big play after big play when the Texans needed it the most. He just has something you just can't measure, and I trust him. The biggest quality and the best quality you can have in a quarterback is trust. Do I trust you? CJ Stroud is a quarterback that every time he's on the field, especially while he's been a Texan, I trusted him. Now, he's not going to always just have a great game, and he's not going to always just blow you away. Like, he was like 24 of 32. He threw for like 230 something yards, 2 touchdowns. Nothing just too crazy, but it was just big play after big play. He had a 3rd and 13 run where he was scrambling around and just made something out of nothing. He had a 4th and inches slip and throw from his knees that he completed for a first down. He had the 3rd and 6 touchdown to Diggs, the 3rd and 2 to Tank Dell, The 3rd and 14 to Nico Collins. The 4th and goal touchdown to Diggs. The 3rd and 11 to Nico Collins to ice the game, which was an absolutely beautiful throw and an absolutely amazing catch by Nico Collins. Nico Collins as well is special. Joe Mixon had a great game. Alec Pierce had a great game. Anthony Richardson, like I said, he had his moments. But the story of Texans and Colts, it was CJ Stroud, man. When you have a quarterback that is like, he didn't give up on plays. The plays that he needed. Those are the 3rd down plays, the 4th down plays, the plays that when he just converts a lot of the plays in crunch time, in 3rd downs. 3rd down conversions is the biggest separator between a good and mediocre quarterback. Can you get me 3 or can you get me 7? Or settle? Do you make me settle for 3 or can you get me 7? And CJ Stroud is a get me 7 quarterback, man. I trust him to get me 7. And it's no offense to Lamar Jackson, no offense to Dak Prescott. But the only thing they have on CJ is years and accomplishments. I trust CJ Stroud the 2nd most in the NFL, next to Patrick Mahomes, over Joe Burrow, over Josh Allen. The only knock against CJ Stroud is he's in his 2nd year. And he just finished his 1st game of his 2nd year. I'm just saying. Now, Naphessa Collier. Let's talk some WNBA. I was watching Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever play the Minnesota Lynx and Naphessa Collier. I'm not going to lie. I was watching for Caitlin Clark, as we all do when we're watching the WNBA these days. It just is what it is. It is what it is. No offense to the other great players in the WNBA, but we're watching for CC, dog. So I'm watching the game, and they're going blow for blow. Indiana's making plays. Minnesota's making plays. But then Indiana starts to get frustrated. And things start to boil over. One thing I will say about Caitlin Clark is that she kind of gives me Luka Doncic vibes. Like, in terms of she has to dominate the ball. She gets you points, rebounds, and assists. I like the comparison to Luka over Steph because points, rebounds, assists, and then it's a temperament thing. Her frustration bleeds over to her teammates. She's very influential from a temper standpoint because when your best player is always frustrated, always arguing with the refs, it kind of opens it up for you to always complain and argue with the refs. And so that's what happened. And then Naphessa Collier absolutely dominated the 3rd quarter. She absolutely took over the game and dominated the 3rd quarter. Courtney Williams and her throughout the rest of that game, 3rd and 4th quarter after that. They just hit every shot, and they kind of just put the fever away. Now, this could be a potential 1st round matchup. So this was a very important game. I circled it. And I think Naphessa Collier, her MVP case hinges on, because we all know Asia Wilson is probably going to be the MVP. But it was a segment where they asked Monica McNutt, what was Tony Reality's show on ESPN, Around the Horn? Monica McNutt was on Around the Horn, and they asked her, is Asia Wilson unanimous MVP? And she was kind of like, probably not. Could be Naphessa Collier has done more with less, which is true. And then she said Caitlin Clark will get votes. They always hate on Caitlin Clark, but that's a story for another day. This is about Naphessa Collier. So Naphessa Collier, she's at about like 21 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3.5 assists. And we all know Asia Wilson, she's about 28 points, 13 rebounds, 2.5 blocks, 2.5 steals. She's doing her thing. And she's better than Naphessa Collier. But this year, just because what people thought Minnesota was going to have, how Minnesota finished last year, and just Naphessa Collier, she's doing more with less. Let's just keep it a buck. Naphessa Collier is doing more with less than Asia Wilson. She's 3 in the standings in front of Asia Wilson. The Lynx have beaten the Aces the last 3 times. They're 3-1 against the Aces, and they beat them 3 times in a row. Napheesa Collier had like a 27 and 14 point game. 27 points, 14 rebound game, I think. And I'm just saying, man, Napheesa Collier definitely needs more buzz. Her game isn't just super exciting. So it's like, ain't nobody gonna be clamoring to give her credit. The Lynx play a team brand of basketball, so it's like they're not the most exciting team. I think they're a top 3 team in assists, top 3 team in 3-point field goal percentage, things of that nature. But I'm just saying, the way Napheesa Collier took over that third quarter against the Indiana Fever, especially knowing what we know, they could be a potential first round matchup. I think she's special. She's special, and I think she's the second best player in the WNBA. I think it's Asia Wilson, Napheesa Collier, and then it's arguments down the line. You could throw Alyssa Thomas up there, but she doesn't score enough. You could throw Breonna Stewart, who I kind of think is kind of slowing down a little bit, but she's still a great player. But I think it's 1 and 2 is Asia Wilson and Napheesa Collier. Then it might be a gap. That's just me. And I just think Napheesa Collier being a top 3 player, top 2 player in the WNBA. She needs more love. She needs more recognition. Especially she didn't have an all-star on her team. She didn't have an Olympian on her team. Asia Wilson had 3 other Olympians on her team. And Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young. So Napheesa Collier definitely needs more MVP buzz. And I do not think Asia is unanimous MVP. I do want to say this. Caitlin Clark is the real MVP if we just go keep it a buck. And I'm not talking about on the court. I'm talking about as a whole. What she's doing on the court is amazing. Indiana Fever in the playoffs. Off the court, everybody's tuning in to WNBA. They breaking all the WNBA records in terms of attendance and just like watching viewership. So, hey man, Asia's good, but it's just like it's a lot of bias. I don't know. I don't like how the people that cover the WNBA cover the WNBA. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I think the coverage is very soft because if there was a player like Arike, there was a player like Jewel Lloyd in the NBA, they'll be getting killed. They'll be getting killed just for the way they play, how inefficient they are. They'll be getting killed. I think the WNBA coverage is too soft in general. And yeah, there's no takes in WNBA. Nobody in the WNBA that talks WNBA on these national televised shows and these major networks, nobody has a take. Nobody want to say anything bad. Like Tina Charles in Atlanta, and the way she just taking shot after shot after shot after shot to the point where we don't know where Cheyenne Parker Tyus is. I don't know where Cheyenne Parker is. I don't know. I feel bad for Ryan Howard, but yeah, that's that. College football updated rankings. I'm gonna put my rankings on the screen, but I have them as follow. I have Texas at number 1. The reason why I have Texas at number 1 is because Texas has been just absolutely dominant. Dominated Colorado State in week 1. Dominated Michigan in week 2. Best offensive line in college football. Top 3 quarterback, arguably the best quarterback in college football in Quinn Ewers. Receiving core is crazy. It don't matter. We got so many running back injuries. Okay, I'm a Texas fan, but I'm being unbiased. We got so many running back injuries, and it still doesn't matter. Everybody who we line up in running back does what they do. The receiving core is crazy. It legit goes 6 deep to the point where it's like it doesn't have to have a superstar. The defense is holding up. That's probably the biggest question mark, but looking great to me. Looking great to me. Like the Michigan didn't even crack 90 yards rushing. 2 interceptions by their quarterback. So looking damn good to me, man. And I think they have the best resume so far. Both wins have been impressive, so I got Texas at 1. Number 2, I have Georgia. Now, Georgia absolutely smacked Clemson week 1. But the question between is Georgia better than Texas is, do we really think Carson Beck is better than Quinn Ewers? I kind of don't. He might have more NFL potential, but as a college quarterback, I could get an edge to Quinn. Um, Playmakers, I think Texas got more playmakers. I think the offensive line is better. Now, defensively, Georgia might have it. They might have it. Um, but when it comes to play calling, I get an edge to Texas. I think Michigan's better than Clemson. Uh, Georgia's right there, and you could probably flip flop them. And I'm trying my hardest to be unbiased as a Texas fan, but I think Texas is better than Georgia. So I got Georgia at number 2. Number 3, I got Ohio State. Ohio State easily could be number 1 or number 2, but they have a powder puff schedule damn near every year for the first 4 or 5 weeks. They have a powder puff schedule, so I can't put them no higher than 3. I know they might on paper have the best roster in college football. You got Will Howard, you got Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson. You got all the pieces to be on paper better than Texas and Georgia, but we got to see it. I got to see them play comp. They don't play anybody until like week 4. So it's like, yeah. So Ohio State at number 3 for me. Number 4, I got Tennessee. Tennessee defense is way better than most people thought. They got an NFL first round top 10 pick over there. Nico, I'm just gonna call him Nico. I'm not finna do what everybody else doing. No, Nico, he really hasn't had to go crazy, but just the simple fact they got a quarterback over there that can get the ball where he's supposed to get it to, can make plays, and is a threat. They got Brew McCoy. They got running backs. And the way they smacked NC State, that's probably the 3rd most impressive win, because I think Texas-Michigan win was the most impressive. Georgia's Clemson win is the 2nd most impressive. And I think the 3rd most impressive was the NC State win by Tennessee. And week 1, they absolutely dismantled Chattanooga. So I got Tennessee at number 4. Number 5, who did I have? Utah. I'm gonna wait. I know y'all gonna be hating, but I got Utah. I think Utah has a great coach. Utah should have been way worse than they was last year without Cam Rising, but they were still somehow even good last year. I think Cam Rising is potentially a top 5 college quarterback in terms of being college good. I think Cam Rising is good as any quarterback in college, playing at his best. They always have a good defense, very well coached. And I don't know why. I just think Utah's the 5th best team in college football. I could be wrong, but I got them at 5, bro. Number 6, I got Ole Miss. I really like Jackson Dart, and I don't think he hasn't thrown an incompletion. 2 games, no incompletions. Outscored 128-3. In 2 weeks, they've outscored their opponents 128-3. So, or 128-6, one of those. And they won't get a real test till late September against Kentucky. So I think 6 is a good spot for them, even though they have some potential to jump. Especially if some people are like, "Oh, Utah over Ole Miss." Hey, just for right now. What Stephen A. say? The list is fluid. Number 7, I got USC. Yeah, I was not believing in USC. I can't even think of dude's name. What's they coach name? I can't think of his name right now. I'm having the brain for it. But I think he low key is an overrated Lincoln Riley. I think he low key an overrated coach. Yep. I think he low key overrated. I think they've been overrated the past 2 years, damn near since I think he's been overrated since he got to USC for real. But I think the win against LSU was real. I think that was a very impressive win, and I think that was the fourth most impressive win so far. So I think they're for real. Miller Mouse, he showed me something. He finally got his chance to start. I wasn't a believer in Miller Mouse, but he showed me something, and I like him. So until proven otherwise, I definitely think they are top 10 team in college football. I have them at number 7. It's just that's just where I got them. And oh yeah, they only allowed 20 points to LSU. I thought that was very impressive. And they have Michigan coming up, so that's gonna be another game. But we could just be ended up saying like Michigan's trash. That could be something too. But I got Miami. I know everybody loved that Florida win. Everybody loves Cam Ward. But I couldn't put them no higher than 8 because I think all the teams above them are better. And I think like USC had a more impressive win. Like the Florida win was cool. I like Cam Ward. I like Xavier Restrepo. But the Florida win, Cam Ward kind of started making some crazy play. Like that one pass he had that ended up being an interception. He just got too cute. I don't know. I gotta see more from Miami. I do think they're a top 10 team, but I couldn't put them higher than USC, Ole Miss, or Utah. I just couldn't. I couldn't get there with it. Number 9, I got Alabama. Now Alabama damn near got scared against what was that? USF, but they end up curb stomping them. It was close all the way into like the third, fourth quarter. Then they just end up curb stomping them, bro. I know people still have questions about Milrow. I don't know. They got Wisconsin coming up. They got Georgia coming up. So we'll know more about them coming up. But right now, I think they're a top 10 team. They always are well coached. I like DeBoer. Um, like the defense, offensive line. I don't know how much is that Milrow. How much is that the offensive line? I don't know. I just couldn't put Alabama outside the top 10 because they ain't lost. And then it was close against USF until it wasn't. So I got them at 9. Number 10, I got Oregon. I only got Oregon top 10 still because Dylan Gabriel. And I think the connection between him and Evan Stewart has been really good. It was really good against Boise State. Alshon Genty a dog. I just have to point that out. Alshon, is it Ashton? I think it's probably Ashton. Ashton Genty a dog. He was the best player on the field. He might be the best individual player in college football. Ashton Genty a dog. And they barely escaped Boise State. I understand that. The offensive line is terrible. I don't know about the connection between Dylan Gabriel and Tez Walker. So that's something I'm gonna be monitoring along with the offensive line. But Oregon could easily fall at the top 10, but they undefeated. And I kind of trust Dylan Gabriel as far as college quarterbacks go. So I got Oregon at 10. Missouri at 11. They got Boston College coming up, who's another ranked team who ended up getting ranked for beating Florida State. I don't know how much of that is deserved because Georgia Tech also beat Florida State, but then they lost to Syracuse. So I don't know how much a Florida State win impresses me at this point. But I got Missouri at number 11. They absolutely dog walked everybody. They haven't allowed any points in 2 weeks. So yeah. And they also have Vanderbilt and Texas A&M coming up. So we'll know more about them later. Number 12, I have Oklahoma. They absolutely destroyed Temple in week 1. They got Tennessee in week 4, so that's a big game that's going to tell me a lot about Oklahoma. They beat Houston, and it was like a struggle game, but it's like, it was not really no one else I was comfortable putting at 12. Because here's the list of my bubble teams. I got Penn State, a bubble team. They look shaky in week 2, and I don't trust Rioala. I just don't trust him. I know everybody talk about his talent, talk about this, talk about that. I don't trust Rioala, bro. Notre Dame's also a bowl team for me. They lost to Northern Illinois. And I'm not out on them completely. That was an atrocious loss, though. Northern Illinois, like they just came off a Texas A&M win. I haven't completely given up on Riley Leonard as a college quarterback, but I don't think he got no NFL potential at all. But as a college quarterback, I haven't given up on him. Kansas State, I got Kansas State as a bubble team. I've heard nothing but good about Avery Johnson. I haven't got to watch him play. I am planning on watching Kansas State in Arizona Friday. I'm excited about that. So I think Kansas State is a bubble team. Arizona is another bubble team. I think Fafita and McMillan is the best quarterback receiver combo in the nation. McMillan is an absolute dog. I don't know if he's AJ Green. I don't know what he is, Julio Jones, but he's something. That week 1 performance is absolutely special. So they got Kansas State on Friday. So that's a game I'm definitely tuning into. And yeah, that's that. Moving on. Dylan Rioala, man. Uh People been clowning Dylan Rioala because he's trying to be a spitting image of Patrick Mahomes. And I was clowning him too. This shit was looking absolutely crazy, bro. Let's keep it a buck. He looked like the nut riding Dylan Riola was doing to Patrick Mahomes crazy. It's one thing that to play like Patrick Mahomes, but to want to look, dress, and play like Patrick Mahomes, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And then I thought about it. Dylan Riola may be a genius because this is his first year. I think he's a true freshman, if I'm not mistaken. So he has to play this year and then 2 more years before he's draft eligible. And nobody has to give him a comp. He's giving us the comp. Like when it comes to draft evaluators and going into the draft with Buzz, he's already in year 1 as a freshman built himself up as the next Patrick Mahomes just because now I'm thinking of Dylan Riola, I'm thinking of Patrick Mahomes. Hellified name association, bro. I'm just gonna keep it above. Dude could be a genius, dog. That's a genius play. Or he could just be super obsessed with Patrick Mahomes. Or 2 things can be true. He could be super obsessed with Patrick Mahomes, and he could be kind of trying to sway his draft stock in terms of player comps. Because one of the biggest things people look for in scouting is a player comp. Projection in sports is very underrated. If I can see you and automatically associate you with somebody else, that's good because I clearly can see a role for you on my team. So if everybody's name associating Dylan Riola with Patrick Mahomes, that's a win, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. People can joke all they want to. People can talk shit all they want to. And I was one of them. I think he looked crazy. And I think that shit is weird. And then he was trying to come out and say it was because of Tebow and he played baseball. He ain't really know. He's capping, bro. Dude was been in middle school. Yeah, he's a true freshman. Mahomes was on the scene a few years ago. He probably like a 7th, 8th grade when Mahomes really came on the scene, bro. And if you a football player, bro, most young football players nut ride football players, man. Like I know a nigga who watched goddamn football highlights in high school all day. Tavon Austin to be exact. So aspiring athletes look up to a nut ride athlete. So Dylan Riola trying to act like it wasn't because he's not wearing 15 because of Mahomes when he has the arm sleeve, he had the pregame warm up. Trying to say, bro, stop it. It's Mahomes, man. Now this could just be a genius marketing play, so he can have people name associating him with Patrick Mahomes, and he could end up a genius, or he could absolutely flop and look like a goddamn idiot. Because right now he looks like an idiot, but it could pay off in the end. I'm just saying. Now it's time for the Diddy Knows Ball sports watch list from 9/10/24 to 9/17/24. Aces versus Fever Wednesday. I'm recording this on 9/11 Wednesday morning. So it's basically today, Aces versus Fever. I don't know if Asia Wilson is playing. I hope she is because I want to see her versus Caitlin Clark. I want to see how Caitlin Clark plays against the Aces, especially with the emergence of Lexi Hull. I think the Indiana Fever has finally figured out their rotation. Like they got an 8-man rotation. They finally got Christy Wallace the hell up out of there. Kate Lou Samuelson the hell up out of there. They finally got Erica Wheeler the hell up out of there. It took 40 games. It took 30 games of 40 to figure out the rotation. Christy Sides, bravo, I guess. But you got the Vegas. I think Jackie Young has been in a slump. I think she kind of got out of it. I'm not sure what she had the other day. I'm not watching the Aces without Asia Wilson. I ain't gonna lie. So I didn't even watch the game against the Liberty. So I don't know what Jackie Young did, but she's been in a slump. Or at least in the games I was watching, she wasn't doing all that hot. So my hair is nappy. Apologize. I'm getting a haircut today. This shit look crazy. But I don't know, man. I just want to see the Fever and how they play against the Aces because they had a gritty win against the Dream. Uh, they just lost they cool against the Lynx. So I just want to see how they play against the Aces. So that's the game I'm watching today, Wednesday, 9/11. Arizona versus Kansas State. I think out of everything on my watch list, this is what I'm most excited for. Because you got Noah Fafita and McMillan for Arizona, the best quarterback wide receiver duo in college football to me. I don't think it's close, but whatever. And I just want to see Avery Johnson for Kansas State. I haven't got to watch him, or I just haven't watched them because they probably were playing teams I just wasn't interested in. So I'm gonna say it like that. But I'm just interested to see Avery Johnson, Noah Fafita, and McMillan. I can't say his first name. It's a lot of people like Nico. I say he's just Nico. DJ. I think I could say it. DJ Uwe Ungalay. But I won't be talking about him. I don't want to watch Florida State. But Nico, Tiori McMillan. So I just call him McMillan. So yeah. I'm interested in that game on 9/13. That's Friday. Aces and Fever play again on Friday. 9/13. I'm watching again. Just go watch it again. Just want to watch Caitlin Clark against the Aces. At this point, I'm just watching Caitlin Clark against good teams. See her, watch her development. Like her Florida's getting better. Decision making is getting better. Turnovers are going down. Hopefully the 3-point percentage can get a little higher. That's why I just think she's more Luka than Steph, bro. In terms of temperament, in terms of points, rebounds, assists. And I just think she's more Luka than Steph. Alabama versus Wisconsin, 9-14. I just want to keep seeing just what Alabama looks like against better competition, bro. It was a USF scare for like 3-4 quarters until they just curb stomped them. So I just kind of want to see just more Alabama. LSU versus South Carolina. I've been hearing a lot about South Carolina D-line. LSU, I didn't think they looked horrible. I didn't think they looked horrible against USC. So I want to see that. Garrett Nussmeier. I just want to see his progression as a quarterback. Like, is he really got some goods? It's just another game. I think South Carolina might be underrated. They might end up ranked. So, yeah. And then also on Saturday, 9/14, Canelo versus Berlanga. I just want to see how Canelo looks, bro. I don't even know who Berlanga is like that to keep it up. And it was good. It's a good undercard. Danny Garcia, Erisani Lara, Rolly's on the undercard. So yeah, decent card. Boxing. It ain't been a good boxing match since Inouye fought TJ Doheny, who TJ Doheny was so old. He threw his back out, bro. So Canelo versus Berlanga. Also on 9/14. What's old boy Sugar Sean O'Malley from UFC? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the dudes he fighting name, and I'm just gonna kind of click through that just to see Sugar Sean. I like Sugar Sean. His last fight against Cheeto was was amazing. I watched it live and I really liked it. Then 9:15. NFL Week 2 is garbage. So I'm only interested in one game, and that's my team, Cowboys and Saints. I'm only interested in that game. Now Thursday, I might be interested in the Thursday game, CJ versus Caleb Williams. But I got a list of complaints segment coming up and tell you why I don't even know if I catch the game. I gotta work Thursday, so I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to watch it. So maybe potentially because the Cowboys versus Saints for sure. I think I'm going out to Texas Live. Other than that, maybe CJ Stroud and the Texans versus the Birds and Caleb Williams. But NFL Week 2 is absolute dumpster juice, in my personal opinion. That's just me. You probably could find something if you're looking for something to watch in there. But me personally, eh. Okay, moving on. List of complaints. Say, bro, it's the NFL's greedy, dog. This NFL Plus shit is just the most greedy shit. It's greedy, bro. Playing games on Fridays, playing games on Saturdays. NFL is getting super greedy, bro. NFL was already greedy, and I champion the NFL and how they conduct business as compared to the NBA. They run it like a corporation. They don't let the goddamn workers run amok like the NBA does. The product is good. But they greedy as hell, bro. NFL greedy as hell. And let me tell you why. Because if you don't know, I work overnight. I work in a warehouse. But to catch the games I want to watch, whether they be the basketball games, NFL games, even goddamn when I'm trying to go back and watch some of the tennis, I have the streaming services. I have Peacock, Amazon Prime, CBS, Paramount Plus, ESPN Plus. Wherever games come on, I have it. So what I like to do is if I can't catch it live, if it's a game I'm interested in, I'll go back and watch it on demand. Now, if you're not familiar with on demand, it's like, let's say the game I'm watching a Mavericks game on ESPN, but I missed it. I can go on ESPN Plus, go to on demand, and watch the Mavericks game I missed. You probably stay up there for about a week, and then it's gone. But I can watch it as soon as the game's over with. It's a replay. NFL doesn't do that across no streaming service. The only way I can watch an NFL game is it an old NFL game, a replay, is if I go and get a subscription to NFL Plus. And I ain't doing this shit, bro. Because I literally would be getting an NFL Plus subscription just to watch an old game. I got Peacock. Why I can't watch the game that just went off Peacock? Why is it not on demand on Peacock? I think I heard Amazon Prime you can watch replays of games, but I'm not sure. I'm just saying, bro. Nigga pay too much. Oh yeah, I done let the N word slip. I just paid too much money for all these streaming services to kind of just not get the on demand. I can't watch a replay NFL. Damn, that's some greedy shit, bro. To come out with NFL Plus and be like, oh well, you can watch replays on here. Y'all already got Sunday ticket. That's too damn expensive. I only want to watch the goddamn games on the streaming services and the games that's on the local TV channels, man. Whatever come on Fox, whatever come on CBS, and goddamn, that's how we kicking it in the streaming service games. But if I'm at work and when I get off, I can't watch them just because they on streaming services. But it's like the streaming service had the game, but you won't let them have it on demand. Not even for a week. What the hell? That's some greedy shit, bro. Y'all can let me know. Let me know in the comments if y'all think that's greedy. I think that shit greedy, bro. And am I complaining too much? Is that a valid complaint? I just want to know, bro. Cause I ain't, I complain, and I just think that's a valid complaint. Not being able to watch on-demand games on streaming services after paying for the streaming services to watch the games is crazy to me. I have to have an NFL Plus subscription to watch NFL game replays when they were on streaming services that I have. Make it make sense? Make it make sense. But yeah, this concludes another episode of Diddyknowsball. I done started a Diddyknowsball show. This is like my sixth episode one, bro. I don't know, bro. But like I said in the opening, this is the thing. I like doing this, and I'm gonna make sure I put it together, put some segments together that I truly enjoy, truly like speaking on. But y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the topics. CJ Stroud, Naphessa Collier, college football rankings. I'm updating weekly. Dylan Rioala, my watch list of complaints. Anything that y'all seen on today's show, I'm gonna try to make sure I put timestamps. But yeah, man, let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.